So apparently there was a rampaging like giraffe in like South Africa, and it was like killing a whole bunch of other giraffes.
I see you've heard the story about my uncle.
Welcome to the SlapDuck podcast. I'm your host, Sully Iqbal, aka Firm Handshake. That's anything I'm trying.
That is not inaccurate.
And we're recording from the pod at White City Place. I'm joined by my usual illustrious guests,
Julian Graham
and Lucas Sheehan,
and our wonderful technician Alex. And yeah, so basically, there was this like giraffe. I think it was South Africa. It was somewhere there. I think.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Somewhere within that, you know.
The article literally only said Africa, so
you're just assuming, yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming South Africa because there's giraffes there, right?
When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Anyway, basically, there was this big, like 18-year-old giraffe, and he was like a super rare breed of giraffe, and he was just going around beating up and killing like young giraffes, so like they couldn't mate. So it's like, hey, my female giraffes. But he was like too old to mate. He was genuinely like too old to have baby giraffes. So then this lady from America like shot him and like killed the giraffe. But it's a really rare species of giraffe. I don't know. It was one of the ones that go like almost black when they get older. So it looked cool. I mean, I only saw the photo when it was dead, so that was like sad. But he looked cool.
No, I actually have heard of this. All I heard from this story, not the rampager part, but the woman hunt and shot the giraffe and pose with it.
Yeah, so
that's all I heard from it. I didn't hear about like the rampaging and it destroying a bunch of youngs.
So like the photo is literally like this like dead giraffe and just this lady with I think she had a gun and she was like, hey, I killed a giraffe. Oh, hey.
You know, the classic like hunter's pose of like, I'm next to my prey and I just...
Don't know why you guys are looking at me like I know this lady.
You know this.
Or I know this giraffe.
Yeah,
you guys are looking like me dead in the eye while you're talking about it. Like I have experience in this field.
You know about hunting giraffes, right?
Not personally, no. I quite like animals.
But no, it's sort of... I brought it up because I wanted to see what you guys thought. Because obviously... no one really wants to see someone with a photo of a dead giraffe. And also giraffes are like the chillest animals.
I mean, tortoises are pretty chill.
Okay, but like you can't feed a tortoise at a zoo.
Fish are pretty chill, to be fair, too.
Fish are
goldfish.
Boring. Fish don't do things. So.
Well, some fish are. Other ones will bite your arm off.
Yeah.
Like
that's a shark. Yeah.
Piranhas.
I've
seen that movie.
I wanted to quickly jump in about piranhas. There was this guy, I forgot, it was a clip on YouTube. I forgot his name. But he wanted to see how piranhas reacted. So what he did is he got like the swimming pool and he filled it up with Amazonian piranhas.
Nice.
He put in a piece of bloody meat and the piranhas ripped it apart. And then he decided to go into the swimming pool. But the thing is, the piranhas completely ignored him because he wasn't bleeding. He didn't have anything to entice them. In fact, they're a little bit, I believe, and don't quote me on this, they were a little bit blind. So him being there didn't set off any sentry triggers. They would just swim right around him. Nothing happened. So why does this giraffe want to kill everyone? Is there a trigger?
Because it's because he wasn't killing people, just other giraffes.
Yeah.
But I think it's because he was just like, hey, I'm Alpha Giraffe. That's my giraffe voice. You guys can't have the lady giraffes, just me. And then he was killing all like the young, like teenage giraffes. Because obviously,
is it like the old guy going down to a bar and cockblocking everyone?
Yeah, basically. Sort of but he killed them. So not quite, but he murdered 3 other giraffes, 3 or something.
Coming back to your terrible giraffe voice, what accents can you guys do?
Giraffe.
Oh, this is gonna get bad.
No,
it's gonna get bad.
Real quick.
Because Sully loves doing accents.
Do I?
Yeah. You've done so many
accents.
Really? In your stand-up
I don't
routine.
know if you guys are being serious or not.
Some.
I can do a valley accent. But it's like a very bad stereotypical valley accent.
Do a valley accent going in to get a tan, but the tanning machine is broken. Oh, I'll be the guy who has to tell you the tanning machine is broken.
This is going to be really not good, and
do it.
It might offend some people.
Offend some people from the valley.
From the valley, yes.
I think out of the entire world, they're quite low down on the list of people to worry about.
Okay. Do you know?
Hey, what can I help you with today?
Hi. I'd like to get a tan today.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Our tanning machine broke. We had the Rock in earlier, and he destroyed it.
I mean, I pre-ordered this tan 3 weeks ago, so
I think you need to get down onto Broadway, take the 6, and then keep going straight down to Santiago.
yeah, but I don't want to go to Santiago. I just want to be here and get my tan on because I've got to go to this really big party. Apparently, Kanye is going to be there, and it's going to be off the hook. So I need my tan now. Why have you got a gun on you? You know, this is California. I don't think you're allowed a gun.
You better start running.
I don't know that.
Let's just leave it.
That was good.
It
was good.
But to what ear was that good?
It was.
That was terrible.
I thought that was really good.
I feel like if there's anyone listens to this, they should write in to the SlapDuck podcast and tell us how bad that was.
I don't think we have anyone who can complain. We have no source
that
of
was
contact
so
to
good. I
complain.
think that was good.
I mean, they could DM at the SlapDuck podcast Instagram.
Oh, yes. That's brilliant, actually. I think a lot of people would really like to go into the SlapDuck podcast on Instagram. Good source of content.
The SlapDuck podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea.
Now, back to your
Giraffe.
Piranhas.
No,
Piranhas.
you were the piranhas.
You wanted to come back to Piranhas.
But I want to. Okay, let me finish with the giraffe, then I'll talk about the piranhas.
We've dealt with the giraffe.
The
now.
giraffe-
Dude, the giraffe's dead.
But I want to get
Just let a dead giraffe lie, man.
I want to get your guys' opinion if it was okay that she killed the giraffe.
Well,
Depends on the reason she killed the giraffe. If she killed it because it was attacking the things, fine.
but if she was hungry,
If it was just because she was hunting a thing, no.
But apparently, also, giraffes are a lot of meat. There's a lot of food in a giraffe.
stop looking at me. I've never eaten a giraffe.
I'm talking to you about the giraffe.
You're like,
Okay,
look at
look,
me.
there's a lot of meat in a giraffe.
That's better.
So basically, what if they gave that meat away to people who needed meat?
Meat goes off pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, unless she's killed it and whacked in a freezer, that thing's going off.
Yeah, unless she's expressly killed it. And
Okay, so kill giraffe, yay or nay?
No. Nay.
gone. Nay.
But he killed other giraffes.
I mean, that's nature, though. Would you kill a lion for, hunting down gazelles?
But that's different, because a gazelle isn't a lion.
Would you kill a lion if it was killing other lions?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I couldn't kill a lion.
I think you have to assess, because humans have always messed with nature. To say that we need to leave it alone is the best possible scenario. It's within people's nature to start messing with things that they have no business in. But if it was killing baby giraffes, I think hopefully there was a discussion at least. She didn't just get it.
I think from what I read, there's one of these big hunting expeditions. She paid a whole bunch of money. But the thing is, these hunting things go on to pay for conservation of the land or for animals.
I highly disagree with that. I think that
I mean, apparently,
so much wrong with
allegedly they do,
yeah.
but obviously.
Well, piranhas.
Okay, this is gonna be a bit weird. Not weird, but I mean, not for the faint of heart.
Bring it.
So, okay, we know I like wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's been established.
More
You've
than
mentioned it once
more
or
than
twice.
3%. So, in Japan, they have these things called death matches.
Okay.
Okay, it's called a death match. Okay, but there's a particular death match called a piranha death match, where you win by putting your opponent in a tank full of piranhas.
Is this legal? Because I assume not.
Yes,
I
in
assume this
Japan,
is-
completely legal. Like
this-
a big company used to do it. They've stopped now because piranhas. Not
Yeah,
good.
that
a
was
good
the
reason to
problem.
stop,
Yeah,
yeah.
piranhas.
No,
Not the word death match.
literally, they still do death matches in Scotland.
Don't know if I believe
No, I don't
you.
think they do death matches
No,
legally.
There's a place. No, it's called a death match. No one dies, apart from maybe in the future from the wounds you sustain from being in a death
The
match.
emotional scarring.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is false advertisement then.
I mean, look, you don't want to kill a person actually. But anyway, that's not the weirdest part. The weirdest part was for one particular match. It was you had to put them in the tank full of piranhas, but you had to block them in there for 3 seconds.
But
Like
no,
a-
if you have no
but-
open wounds, they're not going to attack you.
But no. But the only way you could block them was by using a barbed wire,
What?
board. A board with barbed wire on one side.
A board.
Yeah, it was like this. It's like a wooden board, and on one side they'd stuck barbed wire, And the only way you could win was by putting them in the tank of piranhas and then covering them with that board of barbed wire for 3 seconds.
That is horrifying.
This shit sounds full on illegal, Sully. Like this doesn't sound like something.
No, it was
Japan's
like,
got weird TV. I don't think
it was
that
some
weird.
bit. I don't know which company it was. I don't want to say if we get it wrong. You know, they might hire me in the future. You know, obviously to be like president of the company.
President of Piranha Fights.
Honestly, that would be awesome. Okay, maybe not.
No,
We get 2 piranhas to fight, though.
All right, this sounds just full on.
So I got my hair cut the other day.
I mean, look, I think you brought up piranhas, so it's your fault.
That is my fault. You brought up dead giraffes.
Yeah,
this is
so-
all-
but
you
the
brought
dead
death matches.
The dead giraffe was a
you
genuine...
brought
How
this
is that
up.
a
How is
thing?
it-
How is a death
It's
match
amazing.
a thing?
Look, there are so many different variations. Look, we should, in the future, I'll give you guys like a full like podcast talking about wrestling.
Okay,
like-
why don't you tell us your favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh, but then you're going into like... there's so
Yeah, you're
many-
right. We don't care.
There's wow. For the record, it's probably Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Is that the short guy?
That's Rey Mysterio.
Which one's Eddie Guerrero?
He's dead.
All right.
Yeah. Moving on. I'll genuinely sit down with you guys. I'll show you guys some wrestling. It won't be a death match unless you
Okay.
want to watch a death match.
No, we're fine, man.
Yeah, I think we can stay away from the
I'll
dark
show you a
web for
cool
now.
South African wrestler.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty cool.
What's her name?
It's Justin Gabriel.
Justin Gabriel. Oh, yeah, I know him.
Do you actually?
No.
Oh.
Stop looking at me.
You're South African and he's South African. No. Guys might have just run into each other. So allegedly, this doesn't come from me, this comes from Alex. But
So
allegedly...
let's just go off the straight. Allegedly.
Allegedly, there's 2 types of piranhas and one that doesn't eat peoples.
So there's a flesh-eating type of piranha, and then there's just your average
one
short
that doesn't
piranha.
eat peoples.
I mean, you know, there are several types of sharks as
There's
well.
peoples eating piranhas, non-peoples eatings.
It's just people. People plural.
Peoples.
So, like, the non-people eating piranhas, do they still have, like, the teeth and everything, and they don't like people? The vegetarians, piranhas?
Once again, I don't know. Stop looking at me.
I don't know. You're the one from the land that these kind of
From
things.
what?
Wow. Okay, that was...
From
We
what?
don't have, like,
That wasn't me, that was
strange
him.
Kind of
That was him.
animals.
I didn't say anything about you knowing piranhas.
Yeah, you said enough. That's all we need to hear.
Okay.
If you could go to Africa,
Yes.
Mhm.
what is the number one animal you'd most like to see?
Is it like... Would I be like a safe distance?
No.
So I'd be like right next to this animal.
But you couldn't die.
Oh, I couldn't die. Oh, then be a lion.
Okay.
Lions are cool. Mufasa, Simba.
All right. Okay, lion.
I think mine would be like a big cat as well. Cheetah.
Cheetah.
What if you went to Africa?
Giraffe. Probably a shark. I'm highly terrified of sharks, especially like great white sharks. I think they're great animals. I think it's terrible that people are killing them unnecessarily. I am also quite scared of them. Actually, when I grew up in a place called Jeffreys Bay, which is the surfing capital of the world, they have surf competitions every year. It's very popular. It's also got quite a few sharks. And I remember coming home one day from school when I was, for everyone who didn't see that, Sully was doing a shark with his hand.
Yeah.
Because he's an adult. And I came back home from the bus and there was this big commotion near the beach. And it turns out there was this kid surfing and he got bitten by a shark. And his board he was fine, but his board got a nice chunk out of it. Because they don't want to actually eat humans. They think you're seals, but...
But he didn't get eaten. Like,
No.
he wasn't missing any, like, limbs or, like...
But it was quite a regular occurrence. There's actually a clip on YouTube, if you guys check it out, of this guy surfing, and behind him there's this fin, and it just attacks his board, and he manages to escape, and then some people come out, and he gets on a jet ski, and he gets away. But that was literally by my house, where I grew up.
How do you, like, fight off a shark?
You punch its nose, or you go for its eyes.
Ah.
But to be honest, if it's coming for you, you probably won't die. You probably won't die. You'll die by blood loss. But they'll take one bite, go, gross, this is disgusting. Because they're like fatty seals, you know what I mean?
But in Jaws, the shark kept on trying to eat them.
Yes, because that is a movie.
Jaws is
They're
historical.
gonna, what is the next movie? Giraffe. Giraffe.
Killer giraffe.
Killer
movie.
giraffes.
That'd be
That's it.
amazing.
I mean, they did 8-legged freaks, so there was like killer spiders,
And
Yeah,
Piranha,
spiders
3D.
are scary.
and 3 double D. But that
Sharknado.
was bad.
Sharknado.
Talking
I've-
about bads.
I've never watched a Sharknado movie.
You
Neither
have
have I.
to. You
Are,
have to.
are they good?
It's
but as in,
so
like,
bad. It's
are
good.
they bad? Yeah, bad good.
Yeah,
But-
bad good.
But how many there's like big actors in them? Like,
Mm, big, like,
big,
Z-list
like B
actors.
list C.
Like your A-list is out.
I think Richard Armitage was in one, and he's a very good actor.
I don't know the actors in it. I can't remember them off by heart.
Isn't Kelly Osbourne in one as
I
like a
don't-
flight attendant?
I don't know, but there are a few cameos.
Bruce
but I don't know if they were
Willis
in
might
on the
have.
joke. I don't think Bruce Willis is
No.
in Sharknado.
He's too moody to go in one of
He's
those.
in bad movies anyway.
He's too busy jumping out of helicopters, which actually happens in this movie, and someone gets eaten by a shark from a helicopter. You have to see it.
Sounds so good.
It sounds terrible, Sally.
Nah, it sounds great. So bad, it's good.
So, what's the best bad movie you've ever seen?
Luca, you go first.
So as a kid, and they are bad movies, but as a kid I loved Indiana Jones. So No.
Whoa,
I-
bad movie.
I said this in the wrong order.
Indiana
I
Jones.
love Indiana Jones. So as a kid, when I was ill on the Sci-Fi Channel, they had basically the worst knockoff of it called The Librarian.
Okay.
And as a fan of Indiana Jones,
Okay.
I used to watch those as a kid and absolutely loved them. Tried to watch them again recently. They are so bad.
You
Like
don't know when you're a kid, like.
terribly bad.
Yeah, I
But
don't
yeah.
know.
Like it's no Wiley is like meant to be the librarian in this, and he has a hat and everything. So do you watch a TV show called Castle?
That sounds terrible. He's got a hat. It sounds like a terrible
It
movie.
is bad.
No.
He's got like the Indiana Jones hat, but like not as good because he probably bought it from Primark rather than like actually making it, that kind of shit.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you watch Castle, like the lead like detective in that, she's in like the second one of these movies as a vampire.
Oh, wow.
'cause, yeah,
Nice.
they go like that weird with it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's now a TV series.
Bad good
Which-
movie. So what's it
actually-
called again?
The Librarian.
Like it's as you know, the
Yeah.
most compelling title.
Well, I
Mm.
mean, Indiana Jones did some weird stuff.
Yeah, face melting.
Face melting,
We don't talk about aliens.
sort of racist in the second one.
You don't talk about the fourth Indiana Jones.
No, that's not
There's
real
4?
Indiana Jones.
Shia LaBeouf.
I mean,
Oh, you just
Yeah. but they're making a new one.
Are they?
Oh, yeah, Old Man in the...
Wait, hold on. What's your favorite bad movie before we go into this?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's one I remember. It's called the
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial, that one
That's,
with Robbie Williams.
is it bad? I've never seen it. Is it actually bad?
I think it's meant to be serious. It's
Yeah.
drama.
It's serious, but I just don't think it does it very well. So like,
I don't think it's on par with bloody
Yeah, I think
Sharknado
that's a
and
bit
Librarian,
unfair.
man.
That's a bit
but like
unfair.
maybe it's because I used to think it was really good. Like your
Mm.
the Librarian, I used to think it was really good, and I watched it again. And I'm like, this is a bit naff.
Mm.
It's like,
mean-
do you guys know what it's about?
No.
Robin Williams, yeah, he plays a robot,
Oh, yeah.
and he basically wants to become a human.
I haven't heard that plot line before.
Yeah,
that
he's a
sounds
robot.
very
He's
original.
like his master, who I think is like Jorah from Game of Thrones. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you're
he's,
missing the obvious. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, you can have free will, and he goes off, gets free will, then like, it's a bit weird because he falls in love with
You can have free.
with
will.
like, yeah, no, but then he comes back and he falls in love with like, his master's like great granddaughter. Because obviously he's
Okay.
a robot, he doesn't age,
Mhm.
and then he gets like skin, and then he dies at the end.
Ah,
It's a bit of a weird
it's a
one.
bit of a strange one. I wouldn't compare it to the all-time best bad movie. You know what I'm talking about.
The Room.
Lion King.
It's got to be the
Lion
No,
King.
Lion
You
King.
take that
I'm
back.
Lion King is great.
How dare you?
Lion King is
Sully?
great. Lion King's great.
Too far.
Lion King is great.
We respect you a little less now, but
But yeah,
Yeah,
Go
The
on.
Room. Well, I haven't seen The Disaster Artist yet.
I have not either.
neither have I. And I'm really looking forward to it coming on Sky or something because I managed to miss it at the cinema, which was
It
really
was so
annoying.
quick.
Yeah.
It was there and was gone.
They
Like
probably
it was,
didn't have it good.
it felt like it was out in America for ages, and it was here for like an afternoon.
Literally.
They
It
probably
was,
didn't get a good what's it called, partner to release it in the UK.
okay.
Oh.
Good
Good.
publisher.
It really
Yeah.
annoys me. Like you don't get a good distributor like worldwide stuff, and you just
Probably
can't
like-
see half the movies.
Probably one for like Miramax.
Miramax is the used to
don't know
do all
what
the
Miramax
Miramax
is.
Miramax is the only one I know.
I have a bit of a controversial opinion.
Oh no,
Mhm.
Quentin Tarantino.
Mhm.
Love
No.
his stuff. Love his stuff.
take that back.
Hateful Eight.
Oh,
about 3 hours too long.
Hateful Eight I never watched because I heard it wasn't as good as
It
other
was. It would have
Tarantino.
been, in my opinion, would have been a great movie if it was just like an hour shorter. Because it starts off with like 3 minutes of just snow, and halfway
That's
through
beautiful.
he starts narrating. And I think if you have to start narrating halfway through, it's a little bit lazy.
As in halfway through the shot or the
halfway
film?
through the
Oh,
film.
the film.
So it does in chapters, and halfway through the chapters he starts narrating over it. And I remember sitting there at the cinema going, "What? But you didn't start off narrating it." Have you guys seen?
I've seen it. Like I think my opinion's probably a bit skewed in it because they did like a roadshow thing where they went to like different cinemas and showed like
Oh.
a special print with like an overture and like an intermission and all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow!
I really loved it. Went with my dad to see it.
Did you
It's an intermission.
the 8mm version or
The 70mm?
Oh, 70mm even, yeah.
Yeah. It was. I thought it was really pretty. I love his movies. For me, I really enjoyed it. It did feel a bit too long, but it wasn't the sort of thing that I was like, all right, be done now. I just felt like certain scenes could have been a bit tighter or stuff like that.
Well, you know the guitar they smashed in the movie. Basically, they hit this
Yeah,
and this out. So in the movie, it's basically it's set in the 1800s roughly, right? And there's this lady playing guitar. Not to give away any plot lines, she's playing guitar, and it's a beautiful modern guitar. They were making it at the time, and in the scene, she's playing it, and then one of the other cast members grabs it and smashes it. So Martin lent them a real guitar from the 1800s, priceless. I think there's only a couple dozen of them in the world, and an exact replica as a prop to smash.
Oh no.
And Quentin Tarantino, without telling his actors to switch out the guitar, ended up smashing the real vintage
Shoot.
1800 Martin guitar. And the reaction you get from the cast is real because he smashed it. But I thought it was unforgivable. It's like, there's this guitar, you're only going to have one of in the world. At the same time, you want a really great movie moment. At what point does a director and a good person just like...
But like, did he like, super glue it back together,
No,
tape
but-
it up, and hey guys,
You
I'm
can't. You
I'm
just
sorry,
can't.
here's your guitar.
He's banned from Martin guitars.
But then it's even more special. It's like, this is a priceless guitar that was destroyed by a fantastic director.
That's the argument.
So
At the same time, come on.
yeah. I mean,
No,
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
but
I find like anytime I love movies and I like directors doing like weird shit like that, but at the same time, I think any director who has to kind of use those techniques to get that kind of reaction out of their actors, maybe you're not directing them in the right way because they're actors. They should be able to give that kind of.
I agree. I think
Performance
that's a
too, yeah.
good point. That's a very good point.
I mean,
I haven't heard that argument yet, actually. If he was a good enough director, he could have elicited that response another way.
but
It's not even that. I think it's if you just direct certain actors in the right way, or so. Like a friend of mine's dad writes music for film.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me a story about one of the directors he was working with, where like, they were on set and he wanted like basically this look of shock from a woman who was just like in a car crash. So he asked her to just get in the car, and he didn't say action. He basically just like, set everything up, and then everyone kind of walked away, and she was just sitting there kind of like bored. But the face that she was given was like a really natural face of being shocked. So he just left her in there for like 10 minutes and just took
Wow.
like the 10 seconds that he needed from it. And it's kind of like, I think that's a good way of doing it. No one's getting
True.
hurt. She's just a bit bored for a bit.
I was sort of playing off your point, but it's like, doesn't take a good director to think outside the box.
I disagree. I think a lot of bad directors are cliche because they only think of what they've seen. Like, also, sometimes people are just, like, there's an argument to casting someone for a role. Like, do you want that person to be as close to the role in real life?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want the actor? I mean, because, take a look at a lot of budget movies and indie movies that won Oscars.
Yeah.
The characters are often pretty much the same people.
Yeah.
Moonlight and all that. There's a very similar background to where they've had their personal lives. But kind of coming in and saying, like, you need to get certain reactions out of people who aren't experienced. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to bounce off your...
I mean, obviously when I went to film school, I did a very short course in directing actors.
Was this the second or first time you dropped out?
No, I didn't drop out of film school.
Third time.
I finished film school because it was a short course. I finished that. I didn't drop out there.
You look very proud.
I was very proud. I paid them a whole bunch of money
Stuck it
to
outside.
not get a degree at the end of it. But no, it's you've got to. on the one hand, yeah, it's like, yeah, you got to tell the directors, the actors everything they need to do, but at some point you got to just like change up a little bit.
Yeah, change it up. Throw them a curveball. Do that. But you were saying that it takes was it a bad director? It doesn't take a good director to think out the box. I say if you think out the box, you're really a good director.
Oh no, I was saying it takes a good director to think outside the box.
Okay.
Which is why I thought it's outside the box for him to like not tell them that it's a guitar.
Well, something outside the box would actually be telling them that the real guitar is the fake one, the fake one's the real
sure.
one.
That
and then
would've
like
been
giving her
better.
the fake one and getting the same reaction without having to destroy it.
That's true, actually.
That would have been the
that's
right
just
If you
thing
had
to do.
switched it out
Wait.
originally, that's
Oh,
really
I see what
clever.
you mean. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
As in, they think that they're playing with the real one at the beginning, but it's actually okay.
That would have been the smart thing to
Let's
do.
be honest, he probably just forgot to tell them, and
It's just Quentin Tarantino.
he didn't have the prop guy on set.
This is the guy that during like the shooting of Kill Bill, like made the case and actually choked out what's her name, the woman who plays Kill Bill,
Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman. Like that's the whole thing. Like he had like a whole medic team surrounding them just in case there was an issue, but like because he wanted to get that real reaction.
That
which
car
is-
crash, right? No, sorry. I'm
No,
thinking
the
something else.
actual
Yeah,
choke.
on
Oh,
the one
yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
I don't like when people get hurt or choked or anything. But his justification was he wasn't going to make someone else do it. So I mean, it's
Well, he put her through another sort of trauma, just bashing him now.
that one.
The car
yeah,
crash,
that one I don't like.
There's a scene. I
don't
think
like
it's
either
Kill
of them.
Bill, right?
Yeah, it's still cool.
It's a scene where she's driving the car, and Quentin Tarantino wanted her to drive the car for real,
Yeah.
really fast down these narrow lanes. And I think she wasn't for it at all. And he just went, "No, this is completely paraphrasing. I'm not stating anything.
Yeah.
This is just what I've heard." And then
Allegedly.
he said, "No, it's fine. You can keep driving." And so she ended up driving really fast on these roads and had a really bad crash. And they filmed it all on camera. There's a video of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's like, so that's why I think based off of past experiences, I don't believe he forgot to tell them it was a fake guitar.
But he made Reservoir Dogs, so I mean, it's fine.
But that's the thing. Like how much do you
How far do
excuse
you
of
go?
someone? Like how far do
Yeah,
you allow
yeah.
someone to go just because they made something
I know,
good?
I know what you mean.
Like don't get me wrong, I really like his movies, but I don't think. I think it's because I like his movies is why I kind of critique him so much.
Better person.
Like if I didn't like his movies, I would just in general go, fuck him. I don't really like it.
That's true. I think the title of this podcast should be called Quentin Tarantino. No?
Oh Jesus!
Leave.
Yeah,
Leave.
You start with these bad
Right,
puns.
see you guys.
It's Giraffe Wars.
It's true.
There's got to be
Giraffe
something
Wars.
about my giraffe story because giraffes are great, or at least killer giraffes.
We went from quite a little
Killer
quite a rocket
giraffe.
there.
Killer giraffe. That's
It's clickbait.
That's
Mate.
be my movie.
That's very clickbait.
It's
That's
very
fun,
clickbait.
Killer
Killer
Giraffe.
Giraffe is also terrible. It's got to be like, think of an
Are giraffes murderers? Question mark.
Giraffecane.
No.
Hurricane.
No.
Giraffe
Giraffe
Sumi.
Nado.
Giraffe Nado.
Giraffe Nado.
Giraffe Nado.
Giraffe Nami.
Giraffe Sumi.
Giraffe Quake.
Giraffe Quake.
Giraffe Quake.
Giraffe Quake.
See, that's the next bad movie.
Jaffa Cake.
It's an earthquake where giraffes pop out.
Yeah.
Just really friendly. They
But
spit fire.
No, they're all killer giraffes. They're like these ones that start like running rampage.
yeah, it's
Just
wax.
hitting people.
But the way giraffes fight are just hitting like each other on the head with their heads. So it's just like the stupidest fight. It's like a giraffe like waving its head about.
I don't know, man. It's pretty common to see at a pub at about 1 a.m.
Yeah.
True.
It's just
Pretty
two
much
chunk
how
guys.
people
What?
fight.
Just
Yeah.
like hitting their heads against each other. That's a normal sight.
Talking of clickbait,
Hmm?
is clickbait cool or not?
No.
No.
But like, what's your stance on how clickbaity you can be when it comes to clickbait?
I think if it pertains to the article, like, so long as you're not lying to whoever's kind of like clicking on the thing, that's fine. But if it's the sort of thing like, because you see it so much on like Facebook articles and certain websites I follow do it a lot, which is why I stopped going on them a lot. But it's kind of like, world's greatest phone. Like, this is why it sucks. It's kind of like there's so much hyperbole within these
Yeah.
things. And then you actually read the article and it's kind of like, there's one little bad thing about it.
Yeah.
There's no opinion.
Yeah, or it's kind of like Apple's going down the drain, and it's because like their stock fell a little bit,
Yeah.
but then rose again. And you kind of like that's such a clickbait thing. Stop doing that because
Yeah.
you're essentially lying to get money. And I get the whole idea is these things are run by monetized through advertisement, so they've got to get as many clicks as possible. But
Yeah.
how about you just write some shit that people want to read?
Good content.
Good content. You don't need to be clickbaited with good content. Yes, you need people to click on it and like read it and stuff, but good content
sells
good
itself.
evergreen content. People will come back for more and tell their friends. And
I don't know. I don't think people really care how good content is these days.
I think people care more than ever because there is so much junk out there.
But in general, are you sure? Like, okay, it's not clickbait, but okay, let's say Transformers movies
Okay.
make all the money in the world, and they are terrible.
But that's just return on investment because they spend so much on advertising. They're guaranteed that a certain amount of people will go.
yeah,
And-
that is full on marketing.
And there's always there's always been bad
True.
movies that make a lot of money.
True.
But also like smaller creators and things like take Netflix films.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of great films on there that would never have been made if people didn't want great content.
True. I mean, I don't like clickbaity stuff all that much.
Yeah.
It's sometimes fun to read clickbait stuff like that. It's like
Doctors hate her. How does she do this?
the original clickbait.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's sometimes fun just clicking on an article that's just like, I don't know, Donald Trump punches a giraffe.
I think that's something you just made up.
But
Yeah.
honestly, that would get so many clicks.
Yeah, that would.
Also, that's now like the title of
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
episode because
that's
you've just said
great,
it.
yeah.
So.
But it would literally probably just be like a kid's doodle of like Donald
Yeah.
Trump punching a
Or it'd
giraffe.
be like it actually is a Donald Trump impersonator punches a
yeah.
pinata that's in the shape of
Yes,
a giraffe.
that's
It would be something like
exactly-
that.
It's
And
exactly what
that's
it
the
would
kind of
be.
the level of clickbait stuff that's kind of like that doesn't pertain to the article because it's just straight out wrong. It's
Yeah.
a lie.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much. If you think about that, we didn't have that as much before YouTube.
No.
Because there's so much noise on there, so much videos. People are trying to grasp for some sort of air.
Well, that's the thing. I think the whole clickbait article kind of issue, it's an issue because of the way that most things are monetized nowadays, which is through advertisement revenue. So you get as many people to read your thing, watch your thing as possible for more people to see the adverts for you to get more money. There's a bunch of like creators now, and it's like it's popular, really popular in America. It's becoming sort of popular over here, like stuff like Patreon,
Yes.
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 where people don't actually have to make clickbait stuff. They can make good shit because they know they're going to get X amount of money per month because people who want their content are paying for it.
Patreon's great. Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, there's a video game documentary guy. There's a guy called Danny O'Dwyer who left GameSpot, and he's made a company called NoClip. And through Patreon, they get more than enough money to make all these amazing documentaries, and they are quality content. There's nothing clickbait about them. They just kind of put them out there. They're evergreen. Go and
That's
watch
amazing.
them. And that's the sort of content that I'd like to see more and more. And I generally wouldn't be opposed to kind of like just paying for a few things that I know I enjoy rather than having everything out there at my disposal and having to kind of wade through the bullshit.
Well, that's the world we're moving into. You're right, because we're sick of all the bullshit, and we've seen so much clickbait that websites like Patreon are popping up. And you're 100% right. I'm much happier to pay, for example, Netflix, and now I can get a few good movies and things here and there. Then have everything for free, and there'd be a million adverts, and you have to sift through the content. I think people are willing to pay now, whereas 10 years ago they weren't. We had to see how bad it gets before we want.
Going back to your point, Julian, of this is what it's been like since YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely, I'm barely younger than you. I mean, barely younger than you.
I mean, you're about 20 years
Well,
younger.
you're
Yeah.
2 years younger than...
Yeah. No, but like legitimately, I barely remember a time where there wasn't YouTube or like this clickbaity stuff.
Really?
Do you not remember Google Video?
No, I
Google
literally,
Video.
I
That
don't
was
know.
my
I don't
fave.
know. Maybe it was just my first exposure to the internet, but my first exposure, I remember, was literally the YouTube video of Smosh.
Mm-hmm.
I think singing the Pokemon rap or like the Pokemon theme song. That's legitimately the very first
is
thing I saw on the
insane.
internet.
That is
So
so.
I don't remember a time before YouTube.
Well, I mean, YouTube only really properly kicked off around 2007, 2008, right? So it'd been around for a few years. That's when it really
Yeah.
took the stratospheric
So
heights.
did it kick off when Google bought it?
I think it was popular.
Yeah,
It was Google bought it. It was.
It just blew up.
Yeah. But yeah, there used to be like dedicated sites for just music videos, and you had to wait ages to watch them, and they were terrible with playback. I remember trying to find an Avril Lavigne music video for
Wow.
some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
man.
did.
Wow.
Early days.
Because he was a skater boy, and she said, "See you later, boy." And
Yeah.
it just
Wow.
wasn't good enough for her.
Did she not like your girlfriend either?
It was just complicated.
No, Avril Lavigne, have you guys heard these? This is more clickbait. Have you guys heard of these like conspiracy theories that she's dead.
They've been having this
Oh
since
my
the
God.
Beatles, man. There's this huge thing.
Every artist has this shit. Every
Every
artist who's
time.
popular has stuff like that.
Not
about
Peter
them.
Andre.
He's
No
not
one wants to
popular.
impersonate. There's this whole thing about Paul McCartney from the Beatles being replaced by his twin brother or something, and people saying he had a mole here and he didn't have a mole there, and it's been going on for years. And I feel like it's just people being bored and then people lapping it up.
But humour me. What if Avril Lavigne now was clone Avril Lavigne? Where is real Avril Lavigne?
Probably
Probably
at a
dead.
skate park. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
if they've got clone Avril Lavigne to do Avril Lavigne stuff, Avril
That's
Lavigne's
true.
probably
You would
dead.
assume she would have, passed away in a bad, unfortunate thing. And
Maybe.
they had to clone her.
Maybe she's with Tupac in wherever he is.
Or Elvis Presley, wherever he is doppelganger. There's this whole thing about, people who do a celebrity death and then...
Has any one of them ever actually been like, oh, this person's dead, and then they've actually come back like, no, I'm not.
I mean, there was
Good point.
up until about 2014, a lot of people were convinced Andy Kaufman would come back because he had this whole elaborate, I don't know if it was a joke or he told someone that like, yeah, my big thing is going to be I'm going to disappear for 30 years. And literally,
Psych.
he was just like, I'm going to disappear for 30 years and I'm going to come back and it's going to be this massive, I don't know, not a prank, but like this massive like thing up until 2004, because I think he died 1984. And like I think in about 2014, there were like there's a whole bunch of people just expecting Andy Kaufman to just pop up. Like, hey, hi guys, I'm alive.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's a long period of time. Maybe he did fake his death, and within that 30-year
Yeah,
period,
he probably
fucking
just died
The 29th year.
Yeah, exactly. So close, and then heart
the
attack.
day before. It's like
Because like, no matter how like young he was when he did that,
yeah.
30 years is a lot to add to
To
someone's
be honest,
life.
he could have like said to one of his mates when he was down, like, "Hey, can you just pretend to be me? You'd be old and decrepit." And it's just like,
Maybe he's dead.
Yeah.
oh wow,
Because like us in 30 years, that's 50 odd.
yeah, that's true.
Mm.
I mean,
It's over
imagine like a
50.
50-year-old in 30 years. That's 80 odd.
True, but
How-
he died. He died at like 33.
Well, Walt Disney has that whole thing where
63.
he's being preserved, right?
Probably has. He's a weird
Yeah, he like they're hypercryogenic. I don't know what it's called.
Cryogenic freezing.
Yeah,
freezing,
cryogenically
Really?
frozen. Yeah.
Do we
Allegedly.
actually want him to come back? Because that like
It's a very-
Let's
that would
Let's-
ruin his legacy
different-
at this point.
yeah.
'cause
different
he-
time.
yeah.
Speaking of cryogenically freezing, so in winter when like ponds freeze over,
Mm.
I always wanted to know how fish survived. Apparently, there's a very few amount of fish that can be temporarily frozen, and then their body keeps them going, and then they can be unfrozen. They're fine. Very few species, if even at all. But a lot of the time, it turns out it's just the top layer that's frozen, and then they just live under it. That blew my mind.
That's why they always say it's like it's only 2 inches of ice or 3 inches of ice or that kind
Do
of
you
stuff.
think it's so cold under there? Like, how does life survive?
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Not giraffes.
What
What is your take on London fashion? Because whenever it gets sunny in London, I see a lot of people with their tops off. I see a lot of sights that I regret.
I don't like seeing people with their tops off.
So can you put yours back on, please?
Listen, it's hot in here. No, I don't know. It's like I don't know. Don't want to see like your dad, just someone's dad just walking around. Maybe that's just me being a bit like
People get very confident.
yeah. Maybe it's just me
Way
being
more
like,
confident than they should. Because like,
yeah.
let's be honest, this is England. There's a selection of people that look really good with their clothes off.
Yeah,
Then there's the rest of England.
that's true. And then you have the rest of England going on. Sorry, the reason Luca just stopped midway is because I was taking a photo of him.
Very
It's just you'll see on Instagram. I like posting candid shots of
Nice
Luca
and
mid conversation. You get some
But-
great facial expressions.
But also, is that maybe a societal thing where there's certain people we expect to have their tops off, and other people where we expect to not have the tops
Or
off.
we expect to be confident enough to have the
Yeah,
tops off,
exactly.
and they don't. And
Yeah.
I think it's
maybe-
just confidence in yourself.
Maybe Dave down the pub just want to take his top off, and we're stopping him from doing it because we don't want to see him
We're not
topless.
We're not
stopping
stopping him. Dave from the
Well,
pub
we-
does take
we-
his top
And
off.
there's other.
But we judge Dave from the pub
I
because
mean,
he takes his top off.
we judge him here, but Dave from the pub's probably not listening to this. He's watching the football.
Yeah, I
Dave,
don't
if
think
you're
that's
listening to this, I love you.
I think Londoners are the least confrontational people.
Yeah,
In
we're
many
we're
ways.
really not confrontational. Like, we're not nice people, but we're not confrontational.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
That's true. Like, don't ever make eye contact with someone on the tube,
Yeah.
even if you know them.
I smiled at someone on the tube once.
Why
They
would you
hid their
do
kid
that?
from me. Like, legit.
Why were you
I
smiling
gave
at her?
them the seat and I smiled, and then they kind of like moved their kid around the other side. I was like, I'm not gonna eat your kids. I'm just giving you a seat.
See, that's weird. I've never come
So
across
bizarre.
someone like when you do something nice for someone who's like, yeah, thanks, smiley. But
And
never.
every now and then I get someone that actually like responds in a nice way, and I'm like, this is
weird.
a moment.
It's
This
weird.
is
Yeah.
nice. I think I should run because you're smiling back, and you're probably
Actually.
a crazy person.
Actually, least confrontational people are like most people in Europe.
What?
Yeah,
You're
like
generalizing a lot of people there.
like every
Europe's
time.
pretty big.
Every time I've been to Europe, obviously I've not been to all of
Do you
Europe.
think both World Wars started?
Wow. Several different social and economic reasons
to
and
do with
political.
Europe, yes.
But no, like I went to Munich to watch football.
So Germany, okay.
Yeah,
Germany, they're not
but I've not
confrontational.
been to all of Germany, so I've just been to Munich. But
Yeah,
like,
nothing's ever bad happened in Munich.
yeah, exactly.
Never.
Bayern Munich.
Or the movie
Bruce,
Munich with Eric Banner
listen,
about the problem.
Listen. Anyway, we literally like stopped like the last bus because we were coming back from the football stadium and it's obviously packed. So we stopped the very last bus from the station to our hotel, which is a good half an hour by bus. And like we stopped it. The guy waited for us about 5 minutes. And like he was totally chill. Everyone on the bus was like chill. Ah, cool. What's up? Should enjoy the football.
So,
But Bayern Munich lost, so we had sort of hid our shirts because we obviously weren't supporting.
so
Bayern.
Germany is pretty chill, is what you're saying.
Germany's chill. I mean, I've been to like, I don't know, Czech Republic.
Yes, that's all of Europe.
They're all. I mean, do you want me to go through every country in Europe?
I mean, let's start Italy.
Okay, so
Julian. I
Luxembourg.
don't think they're quite chill.
No, I don't think they
No,
are. I
like,
think they're
'cause
quite passionate people.
I've been many a time to Italy, at being an Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Been to quite a few of the different cities. I wouldn't call any of them chill.
Yeah, I would. I'd call them all very, very, very passionate bunch of loving, vocal people.
And also terrible drivers. Because holy shit, have you been to Rome?
Yes.
It's
gorgeous.
lovely going
Surprised
to
we got back from Rome.
It's lovely going to Colosseum, but you've got to like run to the Colosseum across like a fucking road that no one stops at the lights for.
Oh yeah.
It's a one-way and they use it two ways.
Yeah, it's really
like-
fucking scary.
I think it's just not London people who aren't confrontational.
Well, it's like even if you just go outside of London. I went to Manchester to Burger King once. I was really hungry, really late. The person from Burger King started speaking to me like I was a normal person.
yeah.
And they're really nice. And I was like, why are you trying to have a conversation? What do you want from me?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this person's just being nice.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And you come back into London and it's like you feel happy because you've been outside for a while. Don't get me wrong, I love London. And people are just terrible sometimes.
Honestly, I was like one of the reasons really uncomfortable in New York is like the people at like the cashiers and the I don't know, like the person I went to the cinema to watch RoboCop in IMAX.
Oh, that's
The bad remake.
idea, yeah.
It's amazing. But like they generally try having a conversation with me, and I'm like, I'm late for the movie. Let me go. Obviously, part of it was because we've got English accents. It was just a whole bunch of English lads trying to go watch RoboCop.
Lads on tour
Lads on tour.
to watch RoboCop
Yeah.
at IMAX.
Yeah, but like it was just like, listen, lady, I'm sure you're nice, but just give me my Buxtons, and I want to go.
What's a Buxton's?
Buxton Water.
Oh,
I don't think it was
They
Buxton.
don't have that in
Oh,
America.
yeah, it probably wasn't
It's
Buxton Water.
pretty
It was-
damn English.
But it was the same
I
sort
don't
of
think I've
bottle.
ever heard the phrase,
My
Buxton.
Buxtons.
give me my Buxton's.
Give me my
That's
Buxton.
not a brand
So
people used
It's a
to
new
normally
one.
associate.
No, yeah.
I don't drink beer, so mine's water. Give me my Evian. Just no.
Evian?
Evian.
Evian. So,
No, it's Evian.
do you notice your accent changes when you travel?
I notice my accent changes when I go to places. Like if I go to my friends in Ireland, I notice I start saying like a bunch of like Irish terms and stuff when I come
like
back.
the crack and...
No,
Okay.
that's actually not one that they use. It's like
Oh, really?
Dirty tree.
like savage or grand, that kind of stuff. Like
Oh.
I'm grand.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That kind of
I know what you mean.
Or like, oh, you know your man. Like they use
Oh,
that kind
yeah,
of stuff.
you're
Or your
like
mum, as in your mum.
our kid and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But
A
yeah.
bunch of art people.
When I go to the motherland,
Which is
India and or Pakistan.
or Pakistan.
Yes. I sort of do like my English becomes very broken, and
You just broke your
yeah,
word
and I
right
sort
there.
of put like a very like a twinge of like a stereotypical Asian accent.
Could we hear this,
Mm,
please?
I honestly I can't do it on command.
Really?
It just happens.
Well, you're gonna have to learn how to.
I mean,
We're quite confrontational people. That's like this.
no, like I don't know why. It's just like maybe it's because it's the way their English sounds. Because obviously it's not going to be like British English, but it's just this little twang. And
You can't tell us and then not
No,
do
you
it.
can't- you can't tease
look,
us.
okay, if you guys are paid to take me to India, I'm more than happy to demonstrate.
Bad deal. That is
You guys get to go to India.
I mean, we'll give you a one-way ticket.
That's fine.
with you just on the plane.
That's
yeah,
fine.
we send you with a recorder. Just send us back the SD. We're all good.
It's fine. I can make my way back home. Take a train.
Go
Like,
through
Go
Pakistan.
to Pakistan. No, you can't go through.
Can't,
You have to go.
Still can't go through.
You still can't go through.
Mine is English, yours is maths, Luca's geography.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
are the things we're bad at.
No, straight. I don't actually know where a lot of places are in the fucking UK, let alone around the world. I am
found it.
Where's Manchester?
out north.
Okay.
The furthest north you've ever been is Brighton, right?
Yeah. How far north have you been?
Cambridge?
That's like
It's not
nowhere.
very
That's
far.
like 2 hours away.
I know.
Have you been to Manchester?
Nope.
Manchester's
damn.
really
I thought I was
nice.
going to catch
I've
you
never
out.
been Manchester, never been Birmingham. I thought Wales was down south.
I mean, it's like
Apparently,
West.
it's west and
West.
slightly up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the furthest north I've been is Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Fife.
That's
Fife,
pretty
Edinburgh.
damn
It's pretty north.
north,
we
man.
drove for 9 hours.
You drove?
We drove to
Why didn't you get a
Edinburgh
plane up there?
because my dad's cheap.
So are plane tickets.
Yeah,
to
but
Edinburgh.
He drove us all the way to Edinburgh, and you know what? He only stopped once for a break, and I'm like, mate, I really need to go to the bathroom. He's like, no.
Yeah, out the window.
Wow, your dad is
So that-
confrontational.
He just wanted to get straight to Edinburgh.
I've got it. I'm sure the gas for your car going up to Edinburgh and back was the same as a plane ticket.
The one stop he made was to refill his petrol. That was it. And I'm like,
That is
dude,
insane.
dude, let me step to the
Dude, stop.
bathroom. Dude, stop.
Ridiculous.
Soon you roll the window down. Anyway, let's not get into that.
But no. So how far north have you been?
South Africa. I know.
I mean, the world
The
is
furthest
round.
north
It's a sphere.
So the furthest north I think I've ever been must actually be Manchester in the world. It's as far north as I've ever been. Because I'm from the land of the South,
Same
Same as me, I think.
South Africa.
Well,
Mm.
I mean,
I mean,
London's.
If you think about
Cambridge is as high up within
I
the
mean-
world that I've been.
Where have you been in Europe
it,
or the Americas?
can't remember. See, this is also where it gets touchy because a lot of the European countries I've been to are southern, like sunny places.
Amsterdam is
Mm.
further north than
The Manchester.
Manchester. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
they're pretty equal, aren't they?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
so
pretty
the furthest
equal.
north you've been
So
is
Amsterdam
Amsterdam.
sounds good.
Nice.
I got
Yeah.
high in Amsterdam. It's the
I don't
highest,
know- I
I've,
don't know what
highest
you
I've
mean.
ever been was in Amsterdam.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Julian, what are you trying to get at, mate?
Yeah, I mean, you took a
Amsterdam.
plane, so you must have gone high in the air.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about altitude
Yeah,
Sickness?
because although the Netherlands is
and
a
legal drugs.
although Netherlands is a
Ah,
very low line. I
Julian.
mean, look, that's a subject for another podcast. Let's not talk about that now because we have run out of time. So thank you for listening to the SlapDuck podcast. Follow us on Instagram at SlapDuck Podcast and follow us all individually. All of our links will be in the description down below. Do you guys have anything you'd like to plug? Luca?
No.
Okay.
No, honestly, I've got nothing that I can plug at the moment. Sorry.
Okay. Julian?
Yeah, sure. Julian Graham, if you could please follow somewhere. And also check out the41.com.
What
be
is
fantastic.
the41.com?
41.com is a place for musicians, videographers, writers to come together and collab without any boundaries. As long as it's clean and it's kind of semi-safe, it's fine. You'll also find some of my music there. I'm a big
Ooh.
musician.
Wow.
Mm.
And very clearly, the 41 is owned by you.
Yes, the41.com is owned by me.
Okay.
That's correct.
So, well, thank you for listening to the SlapDuck podcast. We have come from you from the pod at White City Place. I almost perfected that. And yes, Donald Trump does punch giraffes.